My name is Bevy Smith, and I'm really elated and honored to be here with Slick Rick the Ruler. Yes, indeed. So I know everyone is chomping at the bit to hear from him, not from me. So without further ado, let's bring out the ruler, Slick Rick. Slick Rick. Okay. Hello, Ricky.
Up and listen up, sister. Put my nigga up to this one. Up a nigga love his sister.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe. I'm so happy to be up here with you. You know, this is a really big deal. Your first new music and solo video release in over 20 years. Give it up for longevity, still standing. The songs are Can't Dance to the Track That Ain't Got No Soul and Midas Touch. Now, these are your new singles, and they're two songs written and produced by you, but you sample two of the most iconic R&B artists ever, James Brown's Lynn Collins' Think, and George Clinton's Knee Deep. Now, these two masters are some of the most sampled R&B artists of all time, but you're also one of the most heavily sampled hip-hop artists of all time. As a matter of fact, Lolly Dolly is the third most sampled song across all genres. Give it up for the classic. So how did you select those songs, Knee Deep by George Clinton and Think by Lynn Collins?
Well, we picked those joints because they had the most swag, you know, more soul. And, you know, like, L.A. has always been on some George Clinton Parliament tip, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And New York has always been on some James Brown tip, you know what I mean? So I was like our ancestors, you know what I mean? Like, they passed the baton, and it's everlasting.
Yes.
So we just grab it, get the meat and potatoes of the song, and just keep it moving like that.
Yes, those are definitely classic songs. You know, one of the things I really love about this project is that you own it. You own it all. The masters, it's truly personally funded. You know, Tyler Perry talked about, you know, forgetting about having a seat at the table at BET. He was like, you build your house. And that's what you're doing with this project. So why did you decide to go this route instead of going with a label?
Well, me and my wife, you know what I mean? She carries it, you know what I mean? She carried me, you know what I mean? So yeah, so, you know, her recommendation, she know the industry, you know what I mean? She know the ins and outs, you know, she got this on lock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just follow her lead to a little something, you know what I mean? I've been through, you know what time it is already. So, you know,
Right.
she showed me the ins and outs to watch out for the curves and all that, you know what I mean? Don't hurt the wrong people's feelings, all that, you know what I mean?
I love it. But how does it feel to have this be a FUBU moment, a for us, by us kind of moment? Because, you know, so many people still like to be a part of that kind of machine when you're with a big label and everything. I personally think that, you know, it's time for us to be a lot more resilient and self-sufficient. I think especially now with things like YouTube and all the social media, we don't need those kind of machines behind us anymore. But so how does it feel to you to be out here on your own and you're going to make it do what it do by your own steam? You're your own machine.
Well, it's like carrying the culture, you know what I mean? So I feel like we carrying the culture, and we try to keep it with substance. So feed our audience, show the value of the urban community that still has the value and worth, you know what I mean? So, you know, like I said before, when you're young, you want the appreciation of your elders. You see, from your ancestors, the Supremes, all this.
Right.
You want a status. So once you get past that status thing, once you get past all those, you know, you're not seeing, you know what I mean? Then you just take over, you just run like this, like a horse, like you running it now, you know what I mean? And you know, you pass that. Yeah.
Yes, like a thoroughbred. So, you know, you've been touring all over the world. You are not hurting for any fans or any kind of audiences coming out to see you. So why new music at this time when you could have just rested on your very iconic and classic musical moments?
I think I still had like energy, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You got the energy, you want to release it. When you see your community, your culture, not living up to a certain status, a certain bar, you just want to keep it moving like that. You know what I mean? That's how it's set. That was how it's set, and you want to maintain that bar. And plus, you're still hungry, and you're not dead yet. You don't feel
Yes.
you got that life, you know?
Yes. still very much so, still vibrant. As a matter of fact, legions of fans have been finding you over the decades. As a matter of fact, you're the most sampled hip hop artist ever. What does it mean to you when you have like fans that weren't even born when your music first initially came out to come up to you, or you see them at your shows? What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm glad they appreciate soul, you know what I mean? Just like I appreciate James Brown no matter how old, you know what I mean? And Parliament, George Clinton, all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a certain bar that you want to stay above, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that, and that's all I can say on that.
Yeah. Well, you have a new slogan and a motto and credo in your life, which is Slick Rick is art. I've always thought of you as a true artist, not just from a lyrical point of view, but also from a visual point of view. Y'all look at this man. As soon as I saw him, I was like, come on now. And I know a little something about style. He got it. He got it right there. I mean, hello, style personified. Where's that kind of style, that moxie, that swag come from?
Come from the ancestors, you know what I mean? Like when we was growing up watching Cooley High and all that stuff, and you see something that you never forget, a certain swag, a certain style, finesse, even in the drug era, you know what I mean? When you saw monsters, just call it monsters, like dinosaurs with the nice cars and the nice jewelry, that's how drug dealers look to us, like dinosaurs, and we were like little ants, you know what I mean? So there's beauty in everything, you see what I'm saying, fam? So when you can grab some of that beauty and incorporate it legally like rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we did, yeah.
I love it. Where you find your most artistic space lies? Like, would you say it through your personal expression as far as your style goes, or would you say it through your music? What is it that really truly defines Slick Rick as art for you?
I would say Slick Rick as art would mean like music and art. Like you have two organs. You got the ears and you got the eye. You know what I mean? So like the ear is the music and the art would be like the visual. You see what I'm saying? So you put both of them together, you got music and art. You got Slick Rick as art like that. So you always try to keep that relevant swag. You know what I mean? Because let's just say like most industries have a lot of European fashion outlets, you know what I mean? But you don't really have like any more black fashion outlets. So you got to see what is black fashion. You know what I mean? What is black swag? You know what I mean? So you got to show what black swag is sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And the music too. You see what I'm saying? So you got ears and eyes. Yeah, like that.
Let's talk a little bit about your visual kind of icons and people that you are inspired by. So I was reading an article and it was talking about your jewelry. And you mentioned Sammy Davis Jr. People have called you the Liberace of hip hop, all of that. So, who are some of your consistent kind of icons and people that you look to for style inspiration?
When it comes to jewelry, you know, you gotta I would give it to like Migos right now. They carrying it, you know, on the diamonds because we there now. We used to wear gold all the time. Then we moved up to platinum and ice. So we ice now. You know what I mean? So nothing higher than ice with rose gold or white gold, but ice. So we ice now. You know what I mean? So we stay ice. The bigger the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I give it to Migos. I give it to Missy Elliott for the style, the swag, and the clothes, the color combination stuff. You know, I give it to Busta for the energy. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang for the grit. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So when you organize things properly and you keep it above a certain bar, that's how you are able to teach or, you know, keep the youth like, listen, don't go underneath this bar. You know what I mean? Stay above this bar, no matter what anybody's telling you, because this is where it is.
Yeah, definitely. So when you look back, when you think back to that young Rick, did you have any idea, really honestly? Because remember, hip hop, they predicted it wouldn't even be around in 5 years. You know what I mean? They said that, you know, it was going to go the way of disco. It was a fad. So did you know back then that you would still be here?
All I know is wanted to be a part of it. The energy, the African American energy. Because I'm from England. When I came here in '76, I was like a nerd. I was like Ron Howard trying to be Fonzie. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to incorporate all that African American swag. I wanted all of it. You know what I mean? So that's when I was a kid. I did not see it coming, but being in a different mind frame. We didn't care about what else was going on.
Yeah.
We just wanted to be kings and queens and greats in this culture that was just manifesting. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And now it's become like a worldwide thing because you go anywhere in the world right now, and it is the language of the people, even though they don't speak English.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it goes back to like Dave Chappelle days. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Dave Chappelle said all that stuff, and that was like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? He was saying like, whites it's a melting pot time. You see what I'm saying? When they're like, yo, what up, my nigga? That's how whites talk. That was back in 15 years ago. It tried to shut it down, but it's still here. It's just showing you the steps. It's like the steps from Abraham Lincoln, stopping. John Kennedy, stop. Seriously, it's Martin Luther, Malcolm, stop. But even though it keeps trying to stop, the Soul Train, stop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Disco, stop. You see what I'm saying? House music, stop.
Right.
Reggaeton now, stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop. And so even though it keeps trying to stop it, it keeps on resurfacing. It's like trying to hold a ball underwater. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's that great saying, they tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds.
We the
right?
melting pot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you be bored to death, you see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
TV is getting boring. Everything's getting boring now, you know what I mean? Trying to entertain a segregated persona makes the planet boring.
Yes.
For the youth, for their own youth. See what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, what's not a joke is the fact that you have 2 new songs out and you have a monumental video. So let's talk about Can't Dance and Midas Touch. Tell us about the video, how it came about.
All right, Can't Dance, I was about the record industry. You know what I mean? When I was growing up, like with Can't Dance, we address it. We address as a young black male going into the record industry with all this Negro talent for the Negro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you walk into the door and you get these contracts. You get this funny feel. You get the cats trying to dress you irregular. You see what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean? And then you end up being at war with the wrong group. So what Can't Dance does is it really talks like a regular cat making his music, and he goes into the industry and he says, but I can't dance to a track that ain't got no soul. You see what I'm saying? Because they keep giving you records that ain't got no soul. So the music gets weaker and weaker, and then they expect you to enjoy it. Anything else on this bitch, nigga? Because it doesn't reach your status. Once you expose to shit like Public Enemy and Rakim and Kane and Wu-Tang and Missy and Bust, you can't go backwards. You see what I'm saying? The bar is already set. You can't go underneath it in the future. You got to go above it in the future. You see what I'm saying? So when I say in the song, I say, can't dance to a track that ain't got no soul. I'm talking to the executives. I can't dance. Is this your cousin made this track? Nigga, it's your track. So I'm saying? I'm addressing it in a humorous way.
Right.
So it gives it a humorous edge.
Right, because your wife told you don't hurt nobody's feelings.
Right, don't hurt the wrong people's feelings. Exactly.
right. There
exactly.
You go.
So, and on the other one,
Midas Touch.
Midas Touch. We just bragging and popping mad shit, talking black, like my nigga, 100 niggas, like the Dave Chappelle on steroids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and lots of dancing.
Lots of dancing, and it shows you. If you was reincarnated in the 70s, you would see that this was the strength, and how in 2019 it's still the strength. You see what I'm saying? So it just shows you some things never die, and this is the bar, and this is how you must maintain the bar like that.
Yes, and some things are like wine; they get better with time, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. But you don't pander to that, though. You don't change yourself inside and out.
We don't mind the comical edge or whatever, but maintain a certain, like, let's say like Sidney Poitier, right? He was the only male black actor to maintain a certain intellect, certain maturity in black and white movies.
Yeah.
So you have to have some type of a mature mentality throughout the ages to represent your culture. Everything can't be like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely love you. That's why you're the ruler. Let's check out Can't Dance and Midas Touch.